Even though you have learned the steps, does it still feel like there is something missing, like you're not dancing yet? That's because dancing is not just about mastering the steps and following the rhythm. It's all about your presence on the floor and the way you project your energy to the space around you. Hello everyone and welcome back to Every Heart Can Dance. This is Kyryl and today we'll learn and explore how to harness this awareness and energy projection of where to look, how to look, and how different choices will make you look beautiful and powerful, maybe a bit more shy and sensitive, but definitely connected. Let's dive into it right away. There are 4 directions we project our energy. Number 1 is our partner. Number 2 is the audience in front of us. Number 3 is our own selves. And number 4, it's a space further away from us, a little bit more abstract gaze. Now, let's explore how we're going to build it up and talk about each of it in detail. So let's start with number 1, connecting to your partner, if you have one. And here, eye contact is not just about seeing. It's about feeling and connecting and moving as one. This connection creates a dialogue that elevates your dancing and make it much more synchronized and emotionally rich. And I'll give you this kind of tip. Right before you get in position or upon touching your partner, right before moving, spend 10, 20, 30 seconds just connecting with the eyes to eyes, or at least to the face. If you're not feeling as comfortable, just look at your partner's face. Notice something that you haven't seen before. And I'll give you even one more. At that time, as long as both partners are comfortable with that, think, not verbally, but think of something you have never told anyone. If you both will do it at the same time, that connection, that energy, that trust will link you both together. Breathe during that moment. Stay calm. That will synchronize you even further. It is very sensitive, very emotional, and very beautiful. But the way it looks from outside, very powerful. We normally say 1 + 1 = 1. It means 1 unit. Or we can also say 1 + 1 = 3. So it's more than just 2 people dancing together. Very beautiful. Give it a try. You might ask how to practice it. So whatever the steps are, we are always connecting to our partner's eyes. So we're always trying to maintain it without looking away. There is one but in this situation, something that I would recommend. Whenever you're standing further away, you definitely look at each other's eyes and enjoy yourself. However, the moment you're reducing the distance between you two, I would recommend, in particular from the follow side, wherever you are, there is much more melting, smaller position, perhaps going to the chest over lead. In this one, there is no challenging dynamics, unless you really want it, between you two. Yeah, so whenever you're reducing or going inside the space of your partner, we normally melt a little bit more, perhaps even our head going more towards the shoulder or chest of a partner, whereas the lead is standing and receiving that. The moment our distance is increasing, then the follow from this position can come back out and link back to the partner again. In this way, there is much more softer connection, much more meaningful. Again, unless you want to challenge each other and dance like this in more powerful, more fighting way, more dramatic way, then that's fine as well. All right, give it a try. Okay, number 2 is the audience. If you don't have the partner, that's where you start. And it's not only about looking straight. It's about your energy projection to connect and engage them, bring them into your own world. And while doing so, you're again noticing details and paying attention to the little things of a person or object that you're looking at. If you're practicing in the room where no people, you can put stickers on the mirror with numbers, and you'll be switching from the sticker 1, 2, 3 all the time depending where you're going. Normally we look where we go, but the moment I'm changing direction of my movement, I also change where I project myself. There is no time when we go thinking mode. What I usually call it is like white noise. Psh, nothing happens, and then we come back out. So you're always present with your energy. For instance, right now in front of me, there's this camera, there is light here, there's computer. So depending what I'm doing, I'll be switching, going light, camera, computer, light, computer, camera. So that switch, of course, the best will come with the weight. The moment I'm changing my weight, I'm also changing the way, the direction I'm looking at. It's much more powerful, very strong, perhaps sometimes challenging, but it's again about engaging the person, the audience on the other side. It's all about detailed connection, not just abstract zooming out. Sounds good? Next, let's look inward. Some people have it naturally, some people have to learn it, but I'll show you the simple way how to do it. So it's all about connecting to our inner self through the physicality, through our body, and demonstrating feeling and emotion. Think in this way. There is mood and there is emotion. Mood is something long-term. If I'm in a bad mood, I'm walking around, maybe half a day bad mood. Opposite, I have a good mood, and it's long-lasting. Same, you can think of a mood being a dance. So jive is a happy dance, pumping around. Cha-cha is very cheeky, very playful. Samba, party dance. Rumba can be dramatic, yes, can be very emotional, very sensitive. So that's the mood. Emotion is something short-term. In real life, emotions are 2 to 5 minutes, maybe even less than 5 minutes, yes, and it goes away. So emotion in dance, something is that connected to an action. So if I move with my arm and connect to it, I can demonstrate it much more either powerful, or I can make it more sensual, more softer. So it's related to an action. And what I do, I put my energy, my focus just towards that. So if I want to focus only on my hips, I pay attention, kind of my gaze goes towards that. I don't drop my head fully, otherwise I might lose balance, but I just look through the bottom of my eyes towards that. That's also inviting the audience to come and watch this, to engage the audience to observe and witness my physicality. And that part is quite short-lived. It's just within that one movement. So if I put attention to my leg, that's the moment I gathered it, I step out and go on to another action. Yeah, same with arms. It can be very powerful, very strong. I'm there with my arm, but then I'm going to come back out and connect either to my partner or to the audience. Does this make sense? Please play with it, practice. It's all about putting a bit more feeling into your action, and it's not that you think about it and then create feeling. You do and observe what you feel. So if you gather your feet, it becomes very powerful, very strong, but at the same time becomes very sensitive, very gentle, and then you step out again. Yes, or you want to feel a little bit more sensual, more feeling of the hip action, and then you come out and go, did you watch that? Yeah, so you observe, you can play with it, you can do the hip, staying inside, and then look out, and then come back to it again. Yeah, there's a lot of options for leads and for follows. You can feel that power, that energy there, and then you demonstrate it and more link it to your partner or to the audience. Yeah, again, the inwards looking is something that is projected to your own physical body part and connected to an emotion or feeling that you put in that action. You can make it strong, you can make it soft, you can make it fast, you can make it very slow. It's all up to you, and feel what you have with that action. Okay? Give it a try, practice it. And the last one, number 4, is more abstract, something that we create connection, project our energy somewhere distant in space. and it takes much more time to create that connection and for it to come back. Hence, we always doing it, most of the time is being danced at the open level, because we spend up to 3 bars stretching and coming back in. We normally in syllabus, we don't have figures that we can do that. So, if I were to go inside myself going down, can come back out and stretch and shape somewhere far beyond horizon, but then I have to come back in and then come back out and only now project to my partner or the audience and continue moving. It can be done in space, going stretching out as far as possible, of course bringing back in before coming back out. Yeah, so it's always, whenever we go forward, always going there, then there and come back in before we come back and go to the normal directions where we project and dance our choreography. A little bit less, a bit more limited use for this action, but at least you're aware of it, just like a cherry on top. Please practice it as well, have fun with it, and explore not only how to move all the time, but explore how to spend time and breathe with the movement to stretch far. Imagine that it goes really, really far beyond the horizon, and then a slow come back. You can make it a bit faster, but then with a certain body part, but then you still will bring it out, connect, and start moving and acting only after. How does this sound to you? And here we guys go. These are the 4 directions we trying to project. And it's not only about just looking there, it's about the energy you project and the connection you create. The way I recommend to practice, always start with 1 as 100%. So if you have a partner, dance with your partner and look at him and her at all times, even when it's not comfortable. And then sometimes, for example, when your partner is not in front of you, you change your direction to the audience. The moment your partner goes back, you come back to your partner. So start like this, sometimes adding the audience. And only after you've done these 2, you can add a bit more your inner self or being connected to your own self. And then coming back out again. So you practice it, build up layers. And then by doing that, you will notice which movements belong to which projections. You will notice much more appropriate choices that you make. Okay? So start with 1 everywhere. And then, for example, when you go to fan, of course you are open to the audience. But the moment you're getting out of the fan, your partner is in front of you, you come back to your partner again. It's very, very cool, but you have to experiment. Start with 1, add a little bit of another one, then add just a little bit of the 3rd one and the 4th one. If you don't have partner, of course, then you just do it with the audience first, and then sometimes coming back to yourself, and then going back to the audience. These dynamic changes is something that is making much more emotional and captivating. Sounds good? Please practice it. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to elaborate. Of course, I read them all, and I do my best to respond to them as fast as I can. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for following. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll look forward for you next week. Every heart can dance. Bye now.